Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Xuan Yuan 7. I'm the Mysterious JG. Let me turn the sound down on my headset because it's a little too late to do anything about it, but last time I did, I do know that there was an echo of the game sound on my headsets. I'm sorry. This is not a professional Let's Play channel. I don't even have, I've been doing this for 10 years, I've never had and will never have. Unless something really dramatically changes. I do not plan on making a way for you to financially support me. This is a hobby, so I hope you enjoy the videos. Sorry about the Chinese that I expect the vast majority of my audience doesn't understand anyway, is now even more confusing because of the echoes. So I'll try to turn down the sound a bit so that it's less of an issue. The sound of my own headphones, that is. That shouldn't change anything for how you guys perceive the sound. Last time, well, I should say I've said it in everything I've recorded the last couple of days. I have Wang Mang was the consort king of the Han Dynasty before the previous emperor abdicated the throne to him. The new era name he chose was... never mind, you don't get to know. I got a bit of a cold, or rather I had a cold? I'm kind of getting over a cold now. I've mentioned this on the other videos I've recorded. I'm planning on recording 2 videos of this tonight. A bunch of background you don't care about. I just recorded 2 videos in Neo 2. Yesterday I recorded, basically finished GTA San Andreas. Day before that I recorded enough RTK 14? I've lost track of what RTK game numbers they are. I remember what 10 was, what 11 was, and what 12 was. And then from that point on... No, wait. 10, I remember. 11, I remember. 12 was the Japan-only one. 13, 14... Okay, 14. 14. I think 13 might be my favorite RTK, but I've got a really soft spots for 10 and for 11 because they were the ones I played first. Whatever. That's not what we're doing right now. But yeah, I had a cold, and like if you're fascinated to think about my cold and hear about it, you can listen to me on these different videos. Saturday night, which was the night, the evening of the day where much earlier in that day I had recorded some RTK, I had a high, like 100.4 degree fever. If you really want to hear me at my worst with this cold, because I'm sure you do, go listen to, I provided co-commentary on Zerfall streaming the Game of Life, this Japanese game called Life, which is based on the Japanese board game. It's sort of a Japanese version of the American board game. I don't know, but it's an RPG, very kid-friendly RPG game. And he's been streaming it, and I streamed the episode where Bang's character submitted, I guess he didn't submit a character, he just suggested a thing that they could do on the stream. And it was Wrestler, and I was sick, and I think I sounded worse as that thing progressed. And by the time I was going to bed, I felt flush. I took my temperature. I had 100 degree fever. I went to bed. I took a bunch of NyQuil, went to bed, had like shivers. Like I had to get curl up under a comforter because I was shivering. That weird thing where your body temperature is elevated and you feel super cold. I took NyQuil, slept for 6 hours, woke up, took more NyQuil, went back to sleep for another 4 hours. So I got 10 hours of sleep. Felt a lot better Sunday, and today is Monday. Today I didn't take any medicine. I teleworked, and I feel normal, but I still sound weird, and I'm still coughing and have a little congestion. It's that stage of a cold where you're no longer developing internal mucus, but the stuff that you did develop while you were really sick is still clearing its way out. Thought you'd want to know. So if I sound a little weird in this video, that is why. Hopefully that will distract you from the fact that I hope to no longer have an echo of the game sound. But what actually happened last time in this game was I don't know why we had to go to the... I don't really remember, honestly, why we had to go to the Gaoyang ruins, except that it had something to do... Oh! We had to go there to get the clockwork piece. We have now in our party... Not that he's really in our party, he's just kind of hanging around as a story person that we can talk to, but he's not actually a character in the sense that he comes and fights with us. But King is not really King at all. He's Xipeng. The second King revealed himself. I saw the reason for his boisterous personality. One can hardly blame a parrot for not keeping their mouth shut. His wings are clockwork. I wonder if Madam built him. There's no telling how much of what he told us was true. But yeah, there's this weird parrot creature dressed as, like, wearing a, like, courtesan hat. Or emperor hat, I guess. I don't know what you want to say, what you want to call it. But he's in our party now, and he talks exactly as you'd expect a Chinese parrot to talk, which is he's speaking Chinese, but his voice still sounds like this. Like he's recognizably doing a parrot voice that's just speaking Chinese. Block. So that's kind of fun, actually. I appreciate that. Our cultures are different. A lot of territory, a lot of miles separate us, but we all like to have parrots appear in fiction. Sentient parrots who don't just repeat sounds they've heard, but are sentient, capable of forming their own speech. Still talk like this, block. Anyway. Yeah, we had to get like a unbroken clockwork piece so that we could get him out of his cage, which looked like this. Because that's what was going to... He was the one who was going to use super magic power to get Taishi Zhang's body back, or get her soul back in her body. Somehow, some way, her body got attacked by a hungry ghost or something. Anyway, like a demon possessed her body, and we ended up destroying it. It had something to do with black flame residue being around when we tried to revive her. I kind of am not following that as closely as I should. Maybe I should go back and rewatch my own video and reread the story notes. But the point is, yeah, her body's destroyed now, and Ji Peng wasn't going to do shit to help us. He's like, fuck you, Bach, your fault, Bach. But he's like, I'm not going to honor our deal. Her body's destroyed. Our deal was you get me out of that cage, and I bring her back. But you fucked up, not me, Bach. Then Taishi Zhao's like, all right, fine, I'll put you back in the cage. And now he's telling us, oh, if we get the Lady in Green back, or Lady in Green, his mistress, the Lady in Green, who I'm sure we will see a different. This is weird the way the game does it. It doesn't have King's entry changed to Ji Peng and have added info. It's a different entry. So I'm sure Lady in Green will have a separate entry once we meet her as a character and find out who she really is. And it may or may not be a reference to past games we don't know anything about. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is our new quest is we're actually trying to find her. Because Ji Peng, who is a servant of hers that she locked up and left behind for reasons that are not clear. Because as weird as he is, he doesn't seem to be evil or a threat. Like, at one point I was like, he might really be quite dangerous. And we're speaking to this spirit who might really be kind of bad news. But the Taishis kind of trusted him, despite not really knowing what he looked like and him claiming to be this really powerful spirit. Like, they had gotten a sense from having been hanging out with him. And not even that backstory makes sense to me. He was in Elysium, which is a place they can only reach by using their magical scroll. Like, none of this is really making sense to me. And, yeah, he lives in the Elysium Scroll, so why do Taishi Zhao and Jiang even know him? Taishi Zhao has the Elysium Scroll. How did Lady in Green put him into a prison that's stored in the Elysium Scroll? I don't think she's going to turn out to be the main character's mother, but maybe she... Oh, hold on. My, longtime fan of narrative fiction senses were telling me, oh, this is going to turn out to be somebody's mother. Because Hong and Chu Hong, I mean, we kind of knew that, oh yeah, this little girl that we knew from a long time ago will pop up again, and indeed she does. But it's like, okay, once we know that this mysterious woman walking around isn't the little girl from the pre-credit sequence, as it were. Yeah, that's right, I forgot Taishi Zhang and Taishi Zhao are not really siblings, they're half-siblings. So not real. So I forget. Are they half siblings, or was Taishi Zhao adopted by Taishi Zhang's biological parents? I kind of forget. We are meant to know this. It's just a detail I've lost because I'm too busy trying to be funny and cracking jokes and not paying attention and basically being a distraction to your ability to enjoy this game rather than a guide to how you can enjoy it. Okay, here we go. Long ago, I found out that brother and I were not blood relatives. He had just finished a ritual for father when I saw him praying to another spirit tablet. Later, I took a peek and saw the names inscribed were different from mother and father's. Perhaps that was his real father, but I couldn't bring myself to ask. He has been telling me the same phrases since I was a child. It's all right, don't worry, leave it to me. Okay, so maybe we're not meant to know for sure, but yeah, it's pretty clear Taishi Zhang and Jiao are at best half-siblings. but I believe Taishi Xiao might just be adopted by the Taishi family, which would mean there's a really good chance now that I know that, because we're pretty sure Taishi Jiang's parents were both killed by Wang Mang, the usurper, and his evil cronies, who, as it turns out, are the Clockwork Army dudes, who Chu Hong was kind of part of them, but I'm pretty sure she's going to turn out to be good. She's going to side with us. They've telegraphed too clearly that she could be with them for it to really be shocking if she turns out to be with them. So I think she will turn out to be with us. But yeah, the Clockwork Maoist, whatever they are, guys, are working for Wang Mang and are bad, generally speaking, and killed Taishi Jiang's mother. So Lady in Green probably turns out to be Taishi Xiao's mother, but we will find out, because that would explain why she has that scroll. Okay, I don't know why I'm speculating about all this instead of just getting on with the game. So let's get on with the game. Other than checking our inventory, we got wanted poster Lady in Green. A wanted poster featuring a woman's portrait. Female name unknown, often sighted wearing green with a great sword on her back. Was traveling from Nanyang to the north and said to be provoking monster attacks. Information regarding her whereabouts will be rewarded. Which is why I had already gone. This is really as far north as the story wanted us to go, because we came up here and diverted back west during our plot line. Like, we escaped from the town and we did some stuff. We came here to tell... Remember, the town was under attack by dire wolves, and we fled this way to get to this town and ask them for backup, and then we came ahead and ended up fighting a super dire wolf. So the backup from this town didn't really make a difference in the story. But there was a way to leave this town to the north, and I came up here off-screen just while grinding and listening to riff tracks and crap. Now I am thinking this is when the story actually wants us to come here. But we're not really going to know that for sure for a while, because this game likes to give you lots of little main quest markers as opposed to a main quest marker telling you the next place to go that you haven't already been, or the next place to go where there's a major story sequence. It's just going to say, alright, now come here, alright, now come here, alright, now come here. So, theoretically, if we get to a warp zone while working on the drain, maybe if we get up to here... Oh, you know what, there's probably story going to happen in Shopping. So that would be why their story beats are directing us here. But once we get here, I would think we would be able to warp here rather than coming all the way around. But the next, yeah, we're not going to have more chests until we get all the way up here. And I'm starting to suspect that this chess minigame ain't really going to give us much of a reward other than the fact that this game is apparently not that long. I read that much before I actually put it on my Amazon wishlist. I knew full well going in that this is not a, like, 80-hour game for RPG completionists. And I'm cool. I'm totally fine with that. I do not need 80 hours out of every game I play as long as I enjoy the time I spend with the game. And I'm way overextending that time by just prattling away. So let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. It's a new phrase that I'm going to start using on my channel, and I'm going to copyright it. So if you hear anyone else using that phrase, let them know JG told them to knock it off. All right. Let's get on with that. Copyright Mysterious JG. How? Oh, the place always looked like shit. Did something happen? Return to Yushui. What's Yushui? Oh, this is Yushui. Okay. So Yushui is kind of the first major town because Timbersong Village, it doesn't seem the story's ever going to make us come back here. This is where our house was. But considering that our real home seems to be inside the Elysium Scroll, our home in Timbersong Village is a bit meaningless, apparently. So the first real town where we met people, including... Oh! We got to go meet that dude, that merchant guy. We were going to go talk to him, because he seems to know about clockwork stuff. Although I'm not sure why we need to talk to him anymore. I figured whatever reasons we had for talking to him were kind of... Maybe we think he can tell us where to go find Black Flame, which is now what Parrot Head guy wants us to have. But yeah, certainly there was a plague in Shoping. Now we're going to find out something went down, because as bad as this place looked, apparently it didn't look this bad. All the trees are dead? Were they dead before? I don't know why we're shocked that the town that was dying of plague appears to be dying of plague. Oh, he's going to scout ahead. He's like one of our bird friend from Monster Ray 1. Okay, you're being a jerk, but why? He's saying the quiet part out loud. Help Shoping. I don't understand. Like, the guy was talking about, they were taking supplies and they were leaving, and they said, march those peasants ahead of us, let them die for us. Is he literally sending them... Hold on a second here. Have I got different side quests that I could be? I'm just wondering because I saw a white marker here that looked like a side quest marker. I don't know what this would be otherwise. Available quest. Oh, it's a new quest we haven't, a new side quest we haven't started yet. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on here. As you're passing through Shubing, monsters attack the village. Eliminate the invading. Are they still under attack? All I saw was the evil jerk, who kind of reminds me a bit of Yuan. He's the evil asshole general who always exists in these ancient China. All these stories set in ancient China, there's always a highborn official. Never actually the emperor. The emperor is usually clean. But somebody who's a high-ranking official is a complete asshole. That is a part of like all Chinese lit set in this period. And that's this guy. But he's talking about stealing supplies and running away. I don't know how that directly kills people. I mean, unless it's them starving to death, but he seems to be implying a more direct form of him murdering the townspeople is happening, and I wasn't quite following. But maybe we get to go murder him. Yeah, I guess they just ransacked the place. Alright, well now we got I'm not bothering to try to capture stuff, as I probably should be. This is just being a dungeon to clear, because... Okay, yeah, monsters attacked, and, I guess the reason this guy's a jerk is because rather than defending the village, he's just running away and letting the villagers kind of act as a distraction while he and his forces go. Which is, you know, admittedly, that's a dick move. That they hang out in the town, and as soon as the town's in trouble, they run. So much for those kids we helped, who were like looking forward to our return. Yeah, they're the townspeople who got hit with the plague and turned into monsters. That's pretty much what the story seems to be. Even I'm following this Jinpei. Oh no. Ah. They attracted them here with a soul snare, eh? Because they retrieved that soul snare for the Well, I mean, anybody who knows Chinese lit would. Yeah. You just watched him. Well, how would they be covering their retreat if they're marching ahead of the army? So help me out in the comments. I've lost track. This soul snare thing was something that the clockwork weirdos had, and we got one. And I guess did we bring it back? Are they Is this like it's StarCraft and this is like the psi emitter and like Arcturus Mengsk put it on a planet full of fellow Terrans, but it was under Confederate control, and he wanted to summon Zerg to attack and murder a bunch of people, but they were people who were under the Confederacy, and he wanted people to rebel against the Confederacy. So like basically he and his evil forces orchestrated Zerg attacks. General Shangong. Yeah. No, not him, but I think there's something going on here where some evil guy is orchestrating monsters to attack, and I'm confused. Is it the Clockwork guys and General Asshole didn't know that's what was happening, and he's an asshole because he's having peasants cover his retreat, or did he know that's exactly what's happening, but he's experimenting with these things, and once the demons started attacking, he got overwhelmed and retreated, but his intent was always to use these things for evil. That could be what's going on. I don't know. I'm not a good Let's Player. I'm not tracking with the story and explaining it. I'm just asking questions as I go. But, yeah, I think that's kind of what's going on. Maybe the journal will help. The monsters are dead, but Shuping has suffered greatly. You should hurry to Yushui. Yes, the floor near Shoping was withered, the land bleak with plague. Traveling the road, we saw houses in ruin and people struck with sickness and disease. Even soldiers were infected, strange at being so close to Yushui and yet being so different. On our return from the Goyang ruin, we discovered Shoping had been attacked by monsters. General Shangong fled to Yushui, leaving the villagers behind. This is no place for living now. Okay, so I thought the plot was going down the road of whatever this plague is, it's turning people into monsters, but now... Why does this happen to me? You mean you lived? Okay, I can see how he wouldn't be that happy right now, but it does seem like... You're actually one of the lucky ones? I guess it doesn't feel that lucky. I'm glad to see you're still here. You're like, hey, what's up? What can I do for you? Yeah, everything's cool. I mean, I'm not having any problems here. I wish I could compare this to what she's already got. Oh, I can't. It's over there. It would put her defense and health up and resistance down. It would put her pimps up and her hose down. This is silver necklace without much decoration. That doesn't seem to have any use at all. Just not sure whether we should be using this or not. She's got colorful silk. So she appears to be just wearing either what she started with, or I've only got one thing. So it's health 5, defense 15, resistance 5. So this appears to just give more defense and no resistance. Ah, fuck it. I'm not going to spend the money. I'll probably be able to find something better by using crafting anyway. And we're about to head for another town, which will probably have better stuff anyway. And once we get to this town, hopefully the story will make more sense. Because now I'm really confused as to... I know that like, nobleman who doesn't care about the common people is a jerk. I'm just trying to figure out how specifically he's been a jerk. A lot of really lovely but empty and more linear than it first appears space in this game. I mean, it's quite nice. You gotta remember, I've been playing video games since the Atari 2600 days. So sometimes I look at some very average graphics and get impressed, but the scenery in this game, the setting is quite lovely. It's just not really that much to it as far as things you can really interact with. I thought we would be safe, but Yushui... Okay, I guess Yushui's not safe either. Looks like this whole world has just turned into a world of shit. Please, you have to let us in. I don't want to die. I'm going to die in front of you. Oh. Oh. Now I see where the story's going. General Shangong is too harsh sometimes. Look at them, how pitiful. It makes me feel awesome. Yeah, I know. No point worrying about it. By order of General whatever. Okay, can you say that again, please? I mean, why are we allowed in, then? Please repeat your line. No entry to Outlanders. Okay. Yeah, for sure the General's an asshole. I can't figure out if he summoned monsters to attack the city with his experiments and is now gonna leave them out there to die, or if he if that was like not something he intended to happen. Either way, he's being a jerk by not helping. And if you choose to read this as being a whole allegory about immigration, I invite you to remember that this game was not written by Americans and is not about America. Just throwing that out there. Not everything is an allegory for something that's happening in America right now. Could be. I don't think it is. Secret medicine, eh? Oh man, I cut him off. I was about to say something else. Yeah, but he didn't get to say what it does. I cut him off. I could afford that, but it's probably supposed to be a ridiculous amount. Interested? Sure. Interested will carry on the side quest, and not interested will not. Aconitum brachypodum. Used for an unexpected result. This effect is enhanced if the user is injured. Well, I guess I'm doing it. It won't actually let me increase the amount. I could afford to. It's not how this is not how it's going to work. It's a story item. Or rather, its maximum number is 1.
好吧，我买了。
好吧。
太感谢了，这样我就能赶紧回家了。哎呀，我保证，这神药绝对不会让你失望。
Okay, and if it does?
本大王怎么从没听过此等神药呢？
Because it's bullshit, Jipeng. Now, how do we advance this side quest of having been ripped off by this guy? Oh. Strange, after selling you the medicine, the merchant left in a hurry. Maybe you should try it out and see if it's actually the miracle cure he claims it to be. We got 50 experience, but it's starting to look like we just spent... It's a side quest, so I would feel like I wasn't a completionist if I didn't do it, but it's starting to feel like we just spent 1,000 gold for... Well, here, hold on. We did just save. Unable to use Aconitum brachypodum. Okay, I guess I gotta be in combat, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, let's call it a video here. I don't know if I'm more obsessed than usual about trying to second guess where the story's going, because I'm kind of interested in playing a game that's actually from Taiwan. you know, instead of playing a Japanese or American game about China. But I am getting obsessed with second guessing where the story's going, and it's not necessarily making the story work better for the viewer, I think. I've gotten myself desperately confused about just what evil nonsense the general in that town to the south was up to. But I think we're going to find out more of it, because I think we're about to confront him about it. Or talk to some of the other generals who don't seem to be assholes that are part of the same army. One of those two things is probably what's happening next, and if not, something else will happen next. But there will be a next time, and I hope you're there for it. Bye-bye, guys.